What is going on, people of YouTube? My name is Kurtyoy and welcome to a preview. I'm sorry I haven't posted in, I think it's over a week now. It's dreadful of me, but I've just been hit down with a bit of a sore throat. I haven't been able to talk. It doesn't really sound like it in my voice, but feeling on it is still sore. It's still there, and it still hurts when I talk for a long time, so I'll try not to talk for a long time this episode, when we all know what that means. I'm going to be talking for quite a long time. But welcome to a preview. This will be out on midnight, so if you're watching this, you know, thank God the Premier League is back, because Sheffield Wednesday got milnered in the FA Cup, which wasn't very good. Still 2-1 is better than a 7-0 whopping that we got last time. And our team has been hit with a few injuries. Mahrez is unavailable because he's been picked for Algeria, which is something I didn't pick up on when I chose him a few weeks ago. Krul is now doubtful, which is brilliant. He's got a 50% chance of playing, which means, although he's still got Chelsea, you know, Southampton at home, Hull away, and you look at it from then on, you've got Stoke, Palace. Those 3 games you could easily get clean sheets in, but, you know, of course, with Tim Krul, 4.4 million now, Jesus. I don't think it's much point getting rid of him, because I won't be able to get anyone good in for my money. But first of all, before I go on to this, I want to go on the transfers, as I didn't do the review, and I'll just talk over that quickly. I believe I already made my transfer, yeah, and I'm pretty sure I brought Harry Kane in for Boney. He's got £6.2 million. I'll be working something out around my team. Just bear with me. That will be happening. So I'm not sure how much. Oh goodness gracious, my throat. I'm not sure how much the goalkeepers were that are good, but I'll be staying with these 2. Simple facts. Or Ulmwick will go out in the end when we get the free transfers, and Rob Elliott will come back in. As we know, Rob Elliott is second choice, and Ulmwick is third choice. But as far as the team goes, I made one change. That was Harry Kane in coming from Boney. Even though Boney scored, Kane is in fantastic form, and you've got to capitalise on that. You need to look at the fact that he went down suddenly, sprung back up, and it's 5.5 million now. And it's best to bring him in now. If you're going to hear one tip from me in this episode, bring Harry Kane in now, because he's only going to go up in price of his form, and then that will hit you hard. Or if you get towards the end of the season, you need someone. You think Harry Kane's not going to score in those few games, like when he scored twice and got 2 assists in the Chelsea game. I don't think most people saw that one coming, but I'm sure I'm not the only one. But that's a change I make. I've got 6.2 million in the bank. Don't panic, it's not just going to sit there. I have got plans for it. Plans being Hazard will be coming in, and Aguero will be coming in. Now, if you're sensible, you'd obviously think then that's happening, and that is going to happen in the end. That'll be one of the things. The other one, which I'm torn upon, because I want to get Hazard in. You know, Sigurdsson could go out. Downing could go out. Silva is looking like the most probable person to go out. But you know, if I'm looking at someone who's going to get points in every week, if you're looking at recent form, I feel like it's tough between Sigurdsson and Downing. But you know, last few games Downing has been pretty poor. You know, I'm hoping I'm not right in saying this, but I think I might be right in saying that he's one of his hot and cold seasons, because he was brilliant at the start. He had a few bumpy games, good game, few bumpy games, good games, and a few bumpy games. Admittedly, 2 of them were tough games, but you know, that's it. I'm not going to make my transfers. I could play a wild card apparently. January wild card. So I might use that after this week, or I might use it this week, depending on who's there. Aguero, 50% chance of playing, I think, for this week, and it's tough. I have to admit, it is tough. And I could play my wild card. I could bring loads of players in, but for now I will leave it, and I might do a separate video on it. But for now, it's time for the preview. And for the preview, what we're doing for time, we are already on about 5 minutes. I'm just gonna YOLO it. I'm gonna rush straight in and look at who's playing where, Gameweek 21, Chelsea have got Newcastle at home, a game where Costa was dreadful, so I'm going to risk it all. Costa's going to come out, Aguero's going to come in, and I'm thinking I'm putting Downing out, Hazard back in, and I'm also going to get rid of Ormwick, and I'm going to go on Newcastle goalkeepers. And that is a risk, actually, thinking about it, because Rob Elliott is still injured, so Ormwick will stay in. But as far as anything else I can do, I've got 4 million. I only bump up a few players, to be honest, if you look at it in that sort of way. The most I could probably do is look at getting rid of Dummett. And the reason for that is because I don't think Newcastle will be as good now. And I could get Ali Sissoko, that's 2 Villa players I'm getting in. I think Palace will be strong, except I don't have enough money for Scott Dan. Looking at all these teams though, I think personally I'm going to go with hopefully a Palace defender that's up there. Let's see, who can we get? We can get Ward. Is he constantly playing? He's done well in the last few games, and I feel like with games coming up, you know, they're going to need a defender like that, and they haven't got any tough games until the end of the season, really, or very tough games. So I'm going to bring in Dummett, I'll bring out Dummett and bring in Ward. Now that might be a risk because under Pardew it may change, but it's a risk I've got to take. The last thing I will do is look at midfielders for 5.4, because I can get 4.3 million pounds of midfielders, and there's no one there who entices me. So I'm going to play my January wildcard, and I can have every free transfer I want. I could also look at midfielders just in general, and looking at that, there's not many people that I want up there. I think Chadley, I missed points on him last week, it was dreadful. Those three I was going to make, those are the 3 transfers. I'll split more words out in the end. I'm only making Ward in for Dummett, Hazard in for Downing, and Aguero in for Diego Costa. And I will confirm then now. I've got my wild card up until the end of this game week, or yeah, up until the tomorrow when this is released. So yeah, Aguero is now doubtful, but I've got to look at this with a little bit of it was a risk that I needed to take. And with that, because if all my 4 injured players don't play, they're different positions, so it's not exactly going to affect me. I'll end up playing a 4-4-2, but without the injuries, you know. Klein is away against Manchester United. I don't think I want to play him there. You know, at home to Tottenham, it's a game where you can get something. Away against Leicester, it's a game where you can get something. But I'm going to be perfectly honest. I'm going to bring in Harry Kane for that. Now, it is a risk. I can't change my goalkeeper, and I think Newcastle won't get anything against Chelsea, hopefully at the bridge. And looking at everything else, Sigurdsson up against West Ham, he's got potential to be the main playmaker. Silva, you know, again, same thing. Fabregas, same thing. And then Aguero, Hazard, just brilliant on the ball anyway. And then it comes to my defence, and comes to my attack, sorry. And yeah, those 3 are going to be solid if they all play. Aguero will get points. You know, you look at his history, and you look at, although he does have a few bad games, you know, a few games where he doesn't get any goals, he can score quite a few. You know, he scored 4 against Tottenham. But, wow, look at that many transfers coming in. But they've all minused him out, and I feel like people, if he does play or he's on the bench, people could miss him or could miss out on the chance. And that's why he's in. Austin against Burnley, it's a game where you should be getting goals if you're Charlie Austin. And Kane against Palace, you know, there's a reason why I was on the bench, because I think Kane is in fantastic form, and he will definitely get some points. Now, as far as captaincy goes, it's a tough one. With Chelsea playing against Newcastle, I feel like they will need a bit of skill, and they proved it away at St James's Park. They failed to get in there and get a goal, and that is something that is very, very needed in their team. Someone a bit like Aguero, if anything, they needed to chuck on Remy in that game, just to try and break barriers, make those runs, because Costa is more of a target man sort of striker in my eyes, and you know, as much as he is a great striker, he's not one to break the defence with runs and balls from like Hazard and Fabregas and everything. And you want someone a bit like Aguero or Austin, or maybe even Kane to a point. But as far as captaincy goes, it's a risky one. It is a very risky one, but I just think they're not going to get anything from this game. So as far as captaincy goes, I reckon Hazard is my best bet, and I'm going to risk actually and say Aguero as my captain, Hazard as my vice captain, for the simple fact if Aguero does come on, I think he'll score goals, and if Hazard is the end up being a captain, he will do something for Chelsea. I'm actually going to change that. I'm going to put that as Ivanovic, because I feel like they'll be solid and they'll at least get clean sheet double points to 12 at least. So I'm going to confirm that team. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry I haven't been posting. I'm going to record a load of games as I'm going to USA or United States of America soon, January 19th, January 30th, missing quite a bit of the transfer period, so when I get time I'm going to be recording a bump load of videos and scheduling them out for Fantasy Premier League and other games as well. Also, thank you for hitting 800 subs. I'm surprised that I was hitting subs when I was away from YouTube. I wasn't posting because of my throat, and 800 subs is amazing. You know, if in the year we could have 1,000, that would be like, well, it put me on like, wow, that's amazing. I wouldn't have ever expected to get 1,000, although I did get a head start with like 500, but still, that's not the point. And I know that I'm looking at the subscribers, where they're coming from. Quite a few of them are coming from my channel, but all the video ones are for Fantasy Premier League. So all of you that are subscribing on my Fantasy Premier League videos, thank you. I hope you're enjoying the series. Remember, if you are subscribing and you are watching it every single week and you feel like he could do this, he could do that, there are a few people that are doing it. I want to see all your comments down below on what I can change, what you do to change, and everything like that. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to stop now because my throat is really hurting. And sayonara. Peace.
Well, you know what you should be doing? You should be you know what? I'm keeping this one. You should be subscribing to Kurtyoy because he's a legend, and this took 2 takes and I still got it wrong.